This is Jimmy.
I'm Fish.
I'm Jason.
And this is Thinking Outside the Pod.
You just as easily just run over somebody and get a message across too. I mean,
Yeah.
you would have to skip the paint part.
Steve's angry. You don't need to tell us.
I don't know. I've never terraformed a planet, so it's like I don't know.
You haven't? Where have you been all your life? Cancer Island.
Oh, man.
That would suck. If
you do live there, you can watch a new Star Wars movie. First.
Oh.
What? That's a perk. Hello and welcome to episode 90 of Thinking Outside the Pod.
90. That's too big of a number for me to come up with a math thing.
we exhausted our math skills on the other episodes.
Yeah,
now
89 was about as high as I can go. Now I'm like, I don't know. What is this 9?
Is it 9 times 5 times 2?
Whoa.
What?
Get out of here.
What is that?
No.
You can't do 3 numbers?
Get out of here.
Oh, no way.
You're
What is
crazy.
that?
I just broke some mathematical ground.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure.
shit.
You're not supposed to multiply
I'm
3
sure-
numbers.
I'm sure
No,
that was
that's not-
disproved by Einstein, I think, and Isaac Newton, I think.
Einstein was a hack.
Whoa.
We just made a black hole. It's like, oh, man.
Speaking of black holes, but yeah,
Segue.
a bunch of space news this week. I mean,
Yes.
some strange things and some fake things and some all kinds of things. But
Things.
black hole, they found they finally saw something coming out of a black hole, which is like, I guess weird because I mean you always think of black holes the opposite way, like
nothing's
things
supposed
just
to come
getting,
out
Generally,
of them.
nothing's supposed to come out of
Yeah.
black holes. It's
Well-
a lot of stuff's supposed to go in.
yeah. Well, like the Hawking radiation, that's something that comes out of black holes, but it's like you don't see that or something. It's just theoretical. Like Stephen Hawking was just like, yeah, I'll put my name on that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
Put
sure
my
there's
name
some other
on
stuff.
that.
He just wrote. He just drew a picture of like a black spot with like arrows coming out of it. And it's all like
Oh.
Hawking radiation.
I don't know what Stephen Hawking you're thinking of, but I don't think he can draw anything.
Well, he used to be able to draw stuff.
Not
Oh,
anymore.
jeez. You guys are jerks.
He can draw stuff with his mind now.
Or is he just like, kick a? Or no, I guess he can't do that either. Does he just like bump over like a can of paint and then drive in through
Drive
it?
through and
Yeah.
use that as the line.
That'd actually
Oh,
be like a
jeez.
really intuitive thing to do. Like if he's trying to get a message across without speaking.
I guess, but he could just
It'd take
speak.
a while.
Like if
Well, you
like
just as easily just run over somebody and get a message across too. I mean,
Yeah.
you would have to skip the paint part.
Steve's angry.
I
You
mean,
don't need
there
to
might
tell
be
us.
there might be a lot of reasons why he can't speak. Like maybe his batteries run out or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah,
I'm
it's sad, but it's
sad.
just a reality. I mean, it's just a reality of it, unfortunately.
I'm sure there's backup batteries, and I'm sure his supreme intellect. He's probably created some way to have like everlasting batteries and stuff. I'm sure.
That's why you just have somebody kick it or something like that, and then it starts back up. You're like, really?
He's like,
was like
please,
an old-
You know,
like
all
an-
the math of science in the world, and kicking it is the solution?
it's like, please hit my generator with a wrench.
It's like an old timey car. And just beats it with a tool until it works again.
There's like a crank in the front of it.
Yeah, like this is our Model T, Stephen Hawking.
Well, I guess there. Never mind. I was gonna say there's technically a crank in front of Stephen Hawking, but I don't.
Jesus Christ.
That's a different type of fetish that I don't want to get into.
Oh, geez.
Well
Sorry.
then.
Well then, but something.
That's our
it was
show.
All right, yeah, all right.
and we're out. We're out of here. No, but so the corona came off the black hole, which is kind of crazy. It's because there is a picture of it I'm looking at, but I don't know if seems like a real close up picture of a black hole. And
It's a bunch of black and then like a little speck of light. or
like
something
it's like
that.
space, and then like light, like a flare coming out of it. Which I'm just like, if that is a real picture, then that's pretty cool. But it looks fake to me. But it could be just like this is what it looks like if
Well,
you're
a lot
really
of stuff
close
in
to
space
it.
probably looks fake just because we're not used to it. You know, you're just like, well, it looks like something we've seen in, that space movie that one time.
Yeah, Interstellar and stuff like that. But the other one was
Looks like an Einstein-Rosen bridge,
what?
like from Thor.
Well, that was
That's
like
what
a
it-
rainbow bridge, wasn't it?
There's some actual name for it.
Well, yeah, like what Natalie Portman's character.
Yeah.
It's that, and he's like, "Are you talking about the Rainbow Bridge?" Because that's
they
in like
weren't
no,
like playing Mario Kart or something.
no, but that's what they called it.
I thought it was
In
I
Norse-
thought it was called something else, like an ein.
Well,
on
yes,
Earth
that's
it's
what she
a-
called it. But
yeah.
he was like, "We have a Rainbow Bridge," and it's funny.
Rainbow Bridge.
Well, yeah, that's like where like the fight between him and Loki happened. Like that, he actually has to hit the bridge to break it. They call it the rainbow because in Norse
Really?
mythology,
I
it's
thought
called
there
the
was, like, a
Rainbow
better
Bridge.
name. I thought there was a better
No, they
name.
call it the Rainbow Bridge.
Wow.
It's like, really? That's
There might be
such an unoriginal name.
some like Norse name for it or Viking name for it, but
If we just look
It's
back at
just
the old
too hard
text.
to say. We're gonna call it the Rainbow Bridge.
but that's what they called it in the movie.
You
Like
just
a
look
ra-
at, you look at like the old Norse text or whatever, and then there's this rainbow bridge in
Yeah,
the middle
you
of it.
just
You're like,
see-
what the hell?
They
like-
fought a bloody
it's
battle
like-
on the Rainbow Bridge.
Yep. Well, yeah. So, but yeah. So, yeah. Which that essentially is like a wormhole, right? Is a Einstein
It's
Rosencrantz.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
it's a-
Rosencrantz. That's
Rosencrantz, Rosen something.
that's from Shakespeare, isn't it?
I don't know.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
See, but could you
I
imagine
don't
though,
know.
once if we could start to control black holes? Could you imagine the shit we can get into? Like the darn Looney Tunes of like the weird black holes that they just toss on the floor and somebody
Oh,
falls
yeah.
through it. You can
Yeah.
pull
Yeah,
shit like
that's-
that.
You know, man.
That would be cool.
The funny thing is, I was actually watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit last night,
Oh,
and that's
they
how
have
he
that.
that's how he gets out of the trap at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Is like he's
They
like
have
he's
that.
stuck up between like a barrel and a magnet, and he uses one of those black holes to bust out to bust out of the magnet. Like he stretches it and throws it over it in order to disintegrate it.
Well, I mean, technically, it's like that thing. It's like all sufficiently advanced technology is pretty much magic.
Mm-hmm.
But it like with like black hole technology and stuff like that, or like Doctor Who TARDIS technology or Time Lord technology, like you can put like so much stuff in a little amount of space.
Yeah.
That's technically possible with like some advanced science, I assume.
Well, I mean,
who
like
knows? Yeah.
if you guys ever went to like rolling rinks as kids, like you'd
Mhm.
always go up to it and be like, "This place is freaking small to have a rolling rink," and then you go inside and it's massive. And then technically, we already have
That's Time Lord,
technology.
the skating rink injury
Yeah,
is
but that's
bogarted
all
all
That's
this.
just your own expectations. That's not actual science.
Nope,
though.
it's science, fish. It is.
That's how we've had this technology for years, and we're just using it for roller skating rinks.
Skateland East has been hogging up all the science. We need that science, but they copyrighted it, so they got it for another 30 years.
Copyright science.
But yeah, so something came out of a black hole. That's cool. I like that we're discovering stuff that's like still happening in space.
Yeah.
Like that we're not just like, all right, space is what it is, whatever.
Mhm.
Let's look at stuff on Earth.
See, we should
I'm-
be chucking more stuff into space and see what the hell happens. Like, let's throw something at that black hole and see what happens. That's when the black hole explodes.
Like-
and we're like, oh shit!
get like a GoPro and chuck it in there and see
Yeah.
How
what
could you
happens.
imagine?
Let's send some Suicide Squad in there.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean that's
So when you come back, please let us know. And they're like, shit, they're
It's
not
like,
coming
we're
back.
not
are they?
coming back, man.
well, we need to.
Oh, we don't know. Something came out of the black hole. We have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, we kind of know. Like, you'll die, you'll die. But
Well,
like
could you
a
imagine
wormhole,
they go
like
into
we
the
found a
black
wormhole.
hole and they just pop out like the door behind you? And all of a sudden, everybody just comes flying through it. You're like, oh shit, what the hell? They're like, we went to the black
It's
hole.
like we went the long way. We could have just went through that closet and through that wardrobe and came out of Narnia. But like we need to find a wormhole because like if we find a wormhole, that's when things get crazy.
Yeah.
Like once we find that, then we're like, all right, now we'll figure it out. This is
Well, they're not naturally occurring things, are they? Like they're just their wormholes are just.
Well, we
very,
haven't found one to
Do we know?
naturally
I don't know,
occur.
yeah.
Like we
very
haven't.
rare.
I think it's just a theory right now. I don't think there's any like
Wasn't it the
mathematically
idea
they're
if, like,
possible.
time and
but-
space folds over or something like that to create a wormhole. Isn't that what that is? Isn't it like space like folding over?
Yeah, it's like a wormhole
Like
is
you have
like
a flat plane and you fold it and then you can just go straight through it as opposed to going around.
Yeah.
exactly yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of going all the way through, it's just like a shortcut
Yeah.
between 2 points of space time.
Well, it's like when how the guy explained it in Interstellar. Like he just folded a piece of paper
Mhm.
and then punched a pencil
Yeah,
to go through both sides of it.
Yeah.
It's like that's basically what it is.
yeah, just get you it's a shortcut. It's
I mean, of course, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but you're like the basics of it. You're like, yeah, pretty much.
Well, he was like saying it's 3-dimensional, so it's wormholes are actually spherical.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird thing to like think of, but that kind of makes sense, I guess. But once we find one of those, then that's when it gets crazy. That's when we can actually like send stuff into it and see what like probes and stuff.
That'd be cool. We chuck like a wrench in it or something like that and go wait for it on the other end.
And then and
then the guy gets hit. You're like, oh shit.
Then it's like, then we like look in the history books, and then like some like prehistoric man found like this wrench, and then we're like, where did this wrench come from? It's like, oh, it's us. We did that.
Could you imagine what's in the history book just updates itself with like this wrench? They're like, this is how caveman evolved into men.
Yeah,
we're wrench. You're like, it's not fire anymore. It's
you think
wrench.
You're doing something like really arbitrary. You open your textbook like the Third Reich succeeded.
Yeah,
like,
that was that one short story where the guy they found a way to time travel, and like you go back in time and they with like dinosaurs and stuff, and they have like these footpaths like that are suspended that don't touch anything.
Sound of Thunder.
Yeah, and
by Ray Bradbury.
Yeah, and one of the tourist people step off the pathway and like hit a butterfly.
Yeah,
like they step on kills a butterfly, and then they go back to the future, and Doc Brown is on a. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
there we
go.
That was a good joke. Everyone laughed at it. But then they go back in the future, and Hitler won. like just killing one butterfly
crazy
in the past. Like everyone's speaking German in the future, so
yeah, it's like, oh shit.
So we got to be very careful about what we.
So now we have to go back in time and
I don't think that's how that story exactly went.
That's exactly how it went.
I don't think Hitler had nothing to do with that.
Well, they were speaking German, and like they came back, and on a wall there was like German text and stuff.
I don't.
That's exactly what are you talking about? Time travel is my forte. I am.
Well, we're going to move on from this, but I'm going to look that up. I don't think that's right.
But the other space thing, parallel universe leaking into our own. That's like what we were talking about. That's
finally.
I know. Geez,
it's about time this happened.
Parallel universes. Get on with it. We've been, but yeah. So they found all this like these like protons and electrons, like Jason was saying, like energy that wasn't there before.
Appeared, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of I guess is kind of a jump to say it's leaking from a parallel universe, and it's not just something else that we have.
Well, I mean, any explanation that you come up with just energy randomly appearing is still like going to be crazy, because that's like one of the first laws of physics.
Yeah,
is that energy can't be created or destroyed.
Yeah,
and it just so happens to appear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it has to be coming from somewhere. Who knows where, but.
It could.
It must have. I mean, if the laws of physics are to be believed, it must have always been there.
Yeah. But it was just somewhere else. And
yeah.
It just leaked into our.
So it could just be like a weird little mini star just blowing up or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was maybe all that energy and stuff was just behind. I wanted to just say cloud there, but a space cloud. It was just behind a space cloud, and we didn't see it, and the space cloud moved because there's an alien that turned on a fan and it moved the space cloud. Like that's kind of leaps that they're taking, like because like parallel universe, that's crazy sci-fi. So it's like, well, parallel universes. Well, no, is that what it is? Like whenever like there's that one theory, it's like any choice that you make, if you like.
Multi-universe theory
creates like a parallel universe, like that's in a universe that you made that decision, it just gets created.
That's multi-universe theory. It's kind of it's a similar concept of parallel universe. It's more of every decision you make can spawn multiple things. I mean you can everything you do, everything you say creates millions of possibilities and stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's
and which is to say there's like certain universes where there's only like still like nothing really changes except for like one or two like little things, but people still develop on like the same path.
Well, yeah, like
I think parallel universe is kind of like what Family Guy did. They did an episode on it, and they had it where it was all kind of like the same stuff but just slightly different and stuff like that. Like they had like they had it where like the humans and dogs were flipped around and stuff like that. They had one where it was just like a different animation style. They had like a Disney universe like that. I think that's more a parallel universe.
Okay, so
The
it's
multi-universe is
they were
kind of the idea.
like it's just like always they've always existed. They weren't created by some choice.
Like pretty much like parallel universe would be like draw an existence of universe,
just two
and
lines.
it's just parallel lines. Like they don't actually intersect. I mean, you can intersect them if you want, but then
Maybe they did because it's
half
leaking
of
in
some,
ours.
half of the other. But multi-universe is you have a single path, and then it branches into infinitely more paths.
Yeah. Okay.
So
no,
it's not.
I get that. That makes sense with how it's the name.
I mean, yeah.
The name of
If
it.
we could draw a picture, a very crudely drawn picture to show it.
What was that? Looper. It's like we can make diagrams with straws all day long. Let's just get past it.
Yeah.
It's like we're not going to talk about. We're just going to gloss over how we do time travel.
Yeah, because there were the way of time travel. There's like no,
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's just this is how it is. I'm you from the future, and you're sent to kill me, and whatever. I don't want to die, but I can't let you die because I like my wife. I don't know. It's weird.
Time travel.
Which is
Black screen, white letters, Looper. Done.
which is which is to say, is this energy leakage an accident, or is it being done on purpose?
Are they sending a
Are we-
message? Is it
Are
Morse
we being
code?
invaded?
It's a bunch of aliens just dumping into space.
Are we diagramming these particles? Because it could be Morse code. They could be
Yeah.
talking to us through gravity.
It's like, what?
Interstellar.
How do you measure gravity?
So
I guess you can. I
in
guess
that
we have
story, am I
formulas.
right?
No, you're not.
What?
Hitler is not mentioned at all.
It doesn't.
In
I never.
Sound of Thunder.
It wasn't Hitler, but it was German writing on the wall when they came back.
It doesn't say German writing either.
What does it say?
It
How
says
do they know it
English
changed?
word are now spelled and spoken strangely. People behave differently. And Eccles discovers that the fascist Duscher has won the election.
Which is the Germany.
No, it does not explicitly say any of those things.
I know, but it's
And
the,
how is
it's-
it that
it's the fictionalized version of Germany?
This is ridiculous anyway. It's like the fascist president is going for the election. That seems like
Yeah,
a
that's
really
kinda
it seems like a really
I hate Bradbury now.
it seems like a really dumb thing to do.
Well, it's like where the butterfly effect came from. That story.
it
Like
seems like a really
one small thing could have crazy consequences way in the future.
Sure.
It just seems like a really backwards thing for a fascist to do. is
Well,
to
it's
patiently
weird.
wait for the
We shouldn't have
election.
killed. We don't understand it because we didn't. That butterfly never died in our universe. So in that
Yeah.
universe,
So that's more of the multi-universe theory
Yeah.
right there. I
Mhm.
mean, because you can have multiple different paths, and but some may overlap. You never know.
yeah, and so a parallel universe, but being that they're, man, it's just a name.
The
But
parallel
parallel
universe
shouldn't
would be one that
shouldn't
died,
intersect.
one it didn't die, but they wouldn't.
Yeah,
there would be no
they're
way
not
for one to get to
necessarily
the other.
connected at all.
Yeah, they
It's
can
just,
be. I mean,
they're both happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, these kinds of theories and like, well,
What's a
it's
theory?
it's actually mostly happening now. But I mean, these kinds of things have like been speculated on for years and years.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, like the
you're
whole
saying-
Planet X and Planet Nemesis and whatnot, like floating, like another galaxy floating on top of ours or colliding with ours. You know, that stuff's been talked about for like past 50 years.
It's just saying like
But now we
mathematically that
actually
stuff
have
is
more,
possible.
Yeah.
But now there's actually something that kind of proves it. Kind of maybe.
Well, maybe.
Like I said,
Well,
it's,
until we actually can figure out what the hell it is, it's good enough proof for now.
my
you know?
theory is that it was all that stuff was behind a space cloud that was moved by an alien ceiling fan.
Space cloud,
Yes, that's
cosmic
that
cloud.
technically is possible. Who knows? We
Sun farted or something.
We don't. Maybe we don't know that there's space clouds just because there are not any space clouds around our neck of the woods, and there's no alien
I
ceiling
don't think by
fans
now
over
we would
here.
have seen a space cloud.
Well,
God, Jimmy.
maybe it's hidden by a space mountain.
That's what
I
came
don't
out
know.
of the black hole.
I mean, exactly.
Did you just say Space Mountain?
Space Mountain?
Great. We owe Disney like $5,000.
Aw,
Is
man.
that a Disney thing?
Yes.
Yes, it's one of their indoor roller coasters.
It's called Space Mountain.
Yes.
What was the thing in?
You're footing the bill for this. I ain't paying.
What
for
is
that.
No, definitely charge Jason. He told me to say that. What was the thing from what's the basketball movie with the Looney Tunes?
Space Jam.
Space Jam. But what was their
Oh,
planet?
What was it?
It was. I thought that was Space Mountain,
It might be.
or it was Space something. Space because it was like a amusement park.
I don't know. You have a computer right in front of you. Look it up.
Space Jerktown.
I can't remember. It may have also been called Space Mountain, but the actual real world Space Mountain is a roller coaster ride at.
So they do exist.
I can't remember if it's Disney World or Disneyland, or if it may be both. I mean,
I mean, like I said, I'm kind of reserving judgment.
More on Mountain.
More on Mountain. Okay. Yeah, Space Mountain's an indoor roller coaster.
Okay.
I mean, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of reserving judgment on this whole thing, but it's just very strange that apparently a large amount of energy just appeared out of nowhere.
It wasn't there before,
Yeah.
and now it's there. Okay, well, yeah. So whatever.
That's definitely
y'all
not.
can take the science theory of parallel universes, and I'll take my space fan
It's just
cloud
not. It's just not normal.
theory, and we'll see who's right at the end.
Well, you think even if there's a cloud, you'd be able to get through it.
Not
What's
a
the
space cloud.
What's the space cloud made out of?
It's
Space
iron.
Water.
It's the iron cloud.
Yeah, it's made of iron.
It'd have to be a big ass space
It's an
cloud.
iron
to block all
curtain.
the energy.
Yeah, like maybe that's like a Russian bar or something. Like, welcome to the Iron Cloud.
I'm sure it is. If not, there should that's what bar names are. They just take some adjective with some noun and they put it together. White unicorn. I don't know.
No, in Russia, it'd be the Iron Unicorn.
Yeah, everything's iron over there.
Well, because of like Putin and everything, it'd be like the underground gay club. And like, welcome to the Iron Unicorn.
Oh no! Oh no! But the other space story, I guess, technically is a story. They saw a UFO sighting over California.
Of course, they saw a UFO sighting.
Yeah, I don't know. I do believe in aliens.
Yeah.
Like I said, with the space alien ceiling fan in the clouds, I gotta believe in aliens, and the universe is huge, so something's got to exist.
Yeah, it'd be hard to believe that it's just us out there.
Do you believe? Yes, I believe.
Don't sue me,
but
Chris Carter.
I don't think they're way too far away to get over here, and if they
they?
were to.
We don't know what technology they have. Who knows?
They do have space cloud technology,
They
so
found
they
that
could be
wormhole
really
that we were
close.
looking for.
They could be really close. We just can't see them through the space clouds.
So, are you an alien, Jimmy?
Take that.
Like, that's all you know about the space cloud.
you have a very immense knowledge of space clouds.
Fish, there's only one way you can figure this out. Get a pen. We're gonna take his face off.
All right, let's do it.
Take my
He's not an
face
alien.
All right, we took his face off. Not an alien.
Not an alien. All
This
right.
is pretty gross, though.
We figure that out.
Whoops. Well,
But
I think he's still alive, though.
But yeah, like if aliens were to show themselves, I would assume that it would be much more concrete than just lights in the sky, or that's really it, or blurry images on a video camera. And like it would be, like they would make themselves known more.
Well,
Maybe.
Do you know
I
if
mean, that
like,
depends
unless
on
they're,
their,
like,
that depends on their,
scouts.
I'd say that depends on their intentions.
They only want us to show that much, or if they were that advanced, then shouldn't they have better cloaking technology than?
Well, I mean, it's like that
nothing?
movie. Well, it's like in Signs. They're like, well, if they're scouts, they're not going to send everybody. They're going
Yeah.
to send a few people.
Yeah, send one or two,
few, whatever.
around.
could
but-
you imagine? It'd be crazy if it was just like futuristic, like us, just like humans that came around before us.
Yeah, well, yeah, like
They're just like, what the hell?
like
Why
time-
didn't you tell us? It's
like time travelers. That's one of the
It's like, well,
theories
we made a
about
law not to tell you stupid humans about
where-
this stuff yet.
where
you
all
guys
the
figure it out.
like the big thing is like where are all the time travelers? Like if that's a
Who
thing,
said they have to be
why?
time travelers?
Well, I'm just saying, like-
they could be just space travelers.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like if those UFOs turn out to be us from the future, that
Well, I didn't say us
answers
from
that.
the future. I just said humans that just started earlier than us.
Okay,
Who said they could be on a different planet for all we know?
I see. Okay,
So it's like there could be Earth 2, or there could be, I don't know, like Terra. That seems to be a pretty cliche name for
Yeah.
another humanoid planet.
Mhm.
Who's-
Okay.
Yeah, it could just be just another planet that just made humans that
Well-
just happened thousands of years before us, and they just kind of went through the same thing we did. They just did it earlier than us.
they wouldn't be humans. They'd be Terrans or
Well, whatever. I mean, but the
Earth
humanoid there,
Tuians.
okay, they'd be of like. I'm
okay,
just saying.
Well,
like
I'm
they
just
look
saying,
like
assume
they
they'd
look
be
like
pretty
us.
similar to us, just they came from a different planet. I mean,
Yeah.
they could be Terrans or whatever.
Yeah,
But
okay.
Does that make us?
Well, no, yeah, no, that makes sense.
they're basically the equivalent of us, just from a different planet.
Like, well, that's like Star Trek.
So Star Trek, yeah, that's kind of
like,
that's.
it's like
you
why?
got where I was headed.
what's the like what's the chance that every human just looks like us with like just a different color skin? Like every alien looks like humans. It's
Well,
like,
that's kind of
that's because
the-
their
yeah.
budget. But that would be cool.
That's
No,
kind of like
that-
the religious theory where it's like God didn't create man created God.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, that'd be really cool. I mean, you never know. Who knows? I mean, you'd think there would at least be some sort of other life form kind of like us. You just
Yeah.
never know what they're gonna.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like humans, like from our point of view, are the most like evolutionary perfect thing.
Yeah,
like,
we're the
it's like
pinnacle
what
of-
else
yeah.
could
I
it
still-
really
I
be?
mean,
But you never know. I mean,
We're
there
not
could
the
have
highest evolutionary thing. We just happened to just cheat
Win.
the system. We
Yeah,
cheated
we-
the system. We said, screw
we got
you,
a
evolution.
we got a brain mutation. We're just like we're just gonna create tools. Evolution's taking taking too long.
Because we haven't evolved in a while.
Mhm.
When you look at it, we haven't really evolved since like when we first came into the humans
Yeah.
that we are now.
Yeah, I mean humans haven't
Well,
been
not
around
since
that
we
long.
not since we stopped being like nomadic tribes and actually started making settlements.
I mean, socially, we've, of course, and technologically, we've evolved, but like
But that's
biologically, we haven't.
Yeah,
that
which I
much.
think is kind of, when you think of it, that could probably really screw us over
Mm-hmm.
if some huge major climate change happened. I mean, yeah, we could build our stuff for so long, but then it's like, well, then what?
Yeah.
Now
No,
we're stuck
no.
living inside of this thing for our lives because we can't go out and we can't evolve because we're like, well, crap.
And
Yeah.
I'd say
Can't
we
live
can't
on
really force an evolutionary change, though.
No. I mean,
I don't
well,
think it happens over
we
time.
humans can't. The
Well,
environment
actually, when
can.
you think of it, you just stick a bunch of humans out and see what the hell happens. Wait a couple hundred years to see whoever survives
Well,
and go, well, there they evolved.
I guess
they figured out-
technically we could. I mean, evolution is just changing the gene pool. So if we like Hitler, like eugenics came about, like we could technically, morally, it's not right, but we could technically weed out a specific set of genes. Like we don't want people with red hair anymore. We would just not let those people breed or kill them all.
Yeah.
And that's us evolutionally changing our gene pool. I mean,
Well,
that's
forcibly,
it would just,
you know.
yeah, that's what eugenics is, like
Yeah.
weeding out all the characteristics we don't like or we perceive as bad.
Sure.
But
So
morally,
Jimmy, all
more
Jimmys are gone.
no, you need my genes in the gene
Done.
pool.
All right, we evolved.
Dang it.
I guess I should mention this really quick. I forgot to mention before the show, but I did read an article a couple days ago about China and Russia possibly teaming up to set up bases on Mars by 2020 to start the exploration for life or proof of past life on Mars.
Well, I mean, the rover that we have up there has a way to test for life.
Well,
It-
more human.
Yeah, actual
See,
humans.
I don't think we're
Human-based
going to be able to get
exploration.
humans on Mars, an actual surviving colony. I don't think we're going to be able
I
to
don't
do
think
that
it'd
in
be
5 years.
like colony. No, I think possibly we could get a team up there. Maybe.
Yeah, we could. I think we could get humans over there, but to actually make
But,
them
I mean,
live
even-
for a while, long enough to do stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
'Cause a robot's one thing; you don't have to feed it.
Yeah, we just send it and just
It
give
just
it solar
goes.
panels and be done.
Robots have needs, fish.
No,
Oh, as long as they
I
have
don't know
batteries.
if I've said this on the podcast before, but there's a thing that every year on its birthday,
Yeah, it sings happy birthday
the
to
rover
itself.
sings happy birthday to itself.
Yeah,
That's kind
It's
of
like the saddest thing ever. just the
You're like,
one.
it's one of those that the scientist meant well, but then when you think about it, you're like, oh, that's really sad.
That's really
Sitting there
sad.
singing happy birthday to
Like,
itself.
The robot, like Mars, technically, maybe is inhabited only by robots, and it's just one robot just sadly singing to itself.
See, could you imagine though? It finds
if aliens do come, like they stop by Mars first, and they're like, "This planet is only inhabited by one sad robot."
One very sad.
See, or
alone
that,
robot.
or it finally finds Martian, and it just happens to be on its birthday, and it plays a song, and that ends up being like a declaration of war
Yeah,
for him. And we're
for
like,
that,
shit.
For that Martian. Yeah,
Like,
like
how would
that's
we know that the friggin' birthday song is a declaration of war on Mars?
like pleasing melodies are actually that alien's war cries.
We're like, oh shit. You just all of a sudden you just start hearing like a twinkle bell or something like that. Oh, what the hell? A big giant laser comes out. We're like, oh shit. What is that? It's like happy songs.
Like,
and
that's
people
what they're
are
marching
dying.
to. Like, oh Jesus, it makes it even more menacing and scary. It's like
It's
children,
like, oh man, we're gonna
or
die.
it makes like. Like they like look at us, like they send over scouts and they see us and we're singing like nursery rhymes to our babies and they're just like, oh my god,
What's
They're
wrong
torturing
with
that
these
child.
people?
We have to save it.
these war
Warlords.
this
Like
species is like
warmongers.
teach war anthems to their
It's like-
young.
No, it's like, why are they trying to fight their young?
Like let's get out of here. This
They
place
just like
is
walk up and
tis a
like,
silly place.
just walk
Earth.
up and like slap every parent. Like,
How dare
what's
you?
wrong with
it's
you?
like you need to sing lullabies and it's just like metal, like rah, 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 rah. And it's like, oh, that's what you need to sing to babies. That's what soothes them. We wouldn't force those songs on our worst enemies. You're singing them to your spawn. Jesus.
as a way of making them go to sleep.
We're out of here.
Jeez.
But yeah, so yes, 5 years possibly we could get to Mars. Like we send a person to Mars or a team to Mars. But as far as colonizing, that takes we still haven't colonized the moon.
But there's nothing on the moon when you think about it.
But I mean, it could serve as a place. Like,
see, my thing is, why are we going for Mars? We haven't really done much on the moon.
Yeah.
You know, let's go for some. Let's start closer and then go out there.
I think Mars is like the biggest thing right now is because
of the water.
Water definitely. That's a big thing. But it we still haven't proved that life hasn't ever existed there. Like the moon is pretty much a dead moon, and we've figured that out like with what we've done there, I guess. But Mars, we're like life could have existed there in the past, so it'd be a easier step to get that planet working again than a place where life has never been. Maybe that kind of makes sense to me.
I don't know. I've never terraformed a planet, so it's like I don't know.
You haven't? Where have you been all your life?
Oh, I terraformed my basement once.
I made it. I made my room livable several times. Once I've made it unlivable with my mess.
That rabbit just randomly appeared one day. I had to kill it. It freaked me the hell out.
You created life.
Like, shit, where did this come from? I gotta kill it now before
too much responsibility. I need to kill this thing.
It's like shit. I'm God now.
Oh man!
Not again.
No, I have to be responsible for my creations
twice, and you're like, oh crap!
I'm God.
These things
again.
You okay? No, things are worshiping me again.
Hashtag heavenly entity problems.
Also, like the one Futurama where Bender's going through space and he gets colonized and then they start a war and kill each other.
Yeah, with
like
the people, they nuke. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see other space stories. Technically, space. Star Wars. The what was the guy's name? Daniel Fleetwood. He has a terminal type of cancer, and J.J. Abrams. And there was a big push to get him to be able to watch the new movie, and J.J. Abrams agreed. And I didn't really look into it that much, but I don't know if it already happened or not. But he gets to see an unfinished version of the movie, which is cool. Good on J.J. Abrams.
It makes you kind of surprised that they're not done with the movie yet when it's coming out so soon.
And they're releasing these trailers.
Of the way that they can distribute it. They can do it. They could literally edit
like
final
that,
edits
like
that
night and that morning, ship it out. Yeah, I mean movies these days, I guess that's possible. But it's possibly
it's all digital filmmaking.
They didn't say what percentage of the movie was finished. So I mean, unfinished could be they haven't got the credits right. So it could be pretty much done. I mean, the trailers pretty much tell the story.
Yeah.
Essentially, there's still some mysteries in there, like what's going on with
Luke, there's still plenty. There's still plenty of mystery to it.
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of know the plot-ish. Kind of like Finn was a stormtrooper, and he doesn't want to be a stormtrooper. He meets what's her name, and then they
go off on an adventure.
They go off on an adventure with a BB-8 droid, which might be a girl. They're saying I saw an headline where it's like, "Is BB-8 a girl?" Which
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter,
Why
and it's a robot.
It's a freaking droid,
and it's a robot, so it doesn't.
I mean, really, with robot gender, you just put boobs on it and just go, "It's a female."
It's a female.
Why does it matter? It's a robot.
Actually, it's a trans droid.
There we go.
God. Triggered.
Yeah, trigger. Check yourself. Check your privilege.
Check your robot privilege.
But yeah, so he got to see it, which, like I said, good on J.J. Abrams. Which I wouldn't expect that not to have happened. I mean, kind of a. I mean, Disney. You always hear evil corporations.
Oh, can you imagine if J.J. Abrams just held a press conference like, "No, we're not doing it."
That's all he does. He just goes up and just says no, and then walks away. Everybody's like, "No, what?"
Puts up a picture of the guy in a hotel bed, or not a hotel bed, a hospital bed. With a
what kind of other deal did this guy make with J.J. Abrams?
But yeah, so technically,
I can just only imagine the momentous amount of paperwork this guy had to fill out.
Well, I know
or
there's
going
always
to have to fill out before he watches this.
They're probably not going to send him a copy or anything. They're going to take him to a place and have him watch it. But there are actually I heard that Kevin Smith on one of his podcasts had talked about it where he got to see something before it was released, and they sent him a file that could only be played once or something like that.
Sure.
So maybe they could have sent him something, but I think with all the secrecy involved with it,
I imagine they'd make more of a show out of it.
Yeah.
Like, look at how generous Disney is. Look at how generous J.J. Abrams is. Look at how good these people are.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
See, the thing
I
is,
agree.
though,
They're gonna take him to.
It's
They'll
a huge
bring him
publicity
to.
thing for them.
They'll fly him out somewhere. And,
Yeah.
and show him a good time.
No,
and
you
show
know,
him a
probably
movie.
like have them like have the cast there or something and say hi to do a
Well, I mean, a lot of the cast supported they'll get the movie to
like do a meet and
you have
greet.
him watch a movie.
Like do a meet and greet with the cast or something.
That'd be pretty cool. But I mean, definitely he's gonna have to sign one of those like non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah.
So, but maybe he's like, I'm dying anyway. F this.
but
Sue me.
okay.
What are you gonna? I'm dying. Like I'm
gonna
gonna
do
reveal
whatever I want.
everything.
Well, the
Like,
issue with
no.
that though is then they sue your family, and then all that legal stuff goes over to them. So it's like
I'm dying. I don't care. F my family.
Oh man.
Cancer's genetically passed. It's y'all's fault. Oh, I don't know. I'm sure Daniel Fleetwood is not a jerk.
No.
But
Yeah,
No.
that's why he got cancer.
maybe he is a jerk. Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, good on them for doing that
Yeah.
for him. That's pretty nice. I mean, it'd be better if like after he saw it, like the movie somehow cures cancer. Like it was so good.
Or it was
like
all a
he,
hoax.
Like he no longer has cancer.
It was so good that it cured cancer, and that's what they start using for other promotions.
Star
You need to
Wars.
watch the movie so good that it cures cancer. Oh, that's kind of.
I couldn't even imagine if it was a hoax. After he watches it, he comes out. He's like, by the way,
It would suck, but like I don't put it past some people, because you always, not always, thankfully, you hear those stories where like they go on like one of those extreme makeover shows, and like it was like they lied about the like
Right.
their
situation.
yeah. So
Like,
I mean,
I don't
it's,
have
it's
money,
possible, but I'm sure Disney would be able to check
like,
its
well,
facts.
if this disease isn't going to kill you, we will.
Yeah.
That's Disney's stance on it.
Disney,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Listen, we have unknown pathogens. We call the Mickey Mouse diseases that we can inject you with from space.
You're about to be part of the Mickey Mouse Club.
Really?
Forever.
It's not good. You don't want to be part of this club. It is very painful.
It means you die.
This reminds me of the Mickey Mouse from South Park.
Oh.
I can't remember what band it was.
Hmm.
Some boy band that did like it was the Jonas Brothers.
Oh.
He just like kicks the crap out of the Jonas Brothers on South Park because they don't want to wear the purity rings anymore.
Yeah,
you listen
Jonas
here, you
Brothers.
little bitch.
Or is it One Direction? I don't remember. Yeah, Jonas Brothers was purity rings.
You do what
Remember
I say. Ho ho.
But I guess kind of switching topics, less of a jump than other things. But game.
That's quite a big jump. But
Well, I mean,
yeah.
movies,
From Star
entertainment.
Wars to video games.
Yeah, entertainment. I mean, it's a less of a jump than space to games. But video game, a bunch of new video games
Yes.
have just come out or are coming out very soon.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Black Ops 3 came out with Friday. So
Yeah.
it's been out for a little bit. So
And Fallout 4.
those of you who like that stuff, yeah, Fallout 4 is out Tuesday.
And Halo 5 came out
Last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday,
Yeah.
yeah. I just picked that up a couple days ago.
Yeah, I have an Xbox One, so maybe I'll get one later. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you say, Fish, the new StarCraft
Yes,
expansion's
that's out
coming out this
Tuesday.
week?
Yep.
Yeah.
Was it Legacy of the Void?
Mm-hmm.
That looks like they're going to add some cool new ways of playing StarCraft to that, so I'm looking forward to that. That may be the game I pick up at some point.
I don't think I've ever played StarCraft 2. I remember playing StarCraft, the first one, a bunch.
Yeah.
Like
that's the one I
like
was
the
most
campaign
proficient
stuff.
at.
I played that a lot.
Played it a lot as a kid. I
Mhm.
played 2 when it first came out, and then I played the expansion a little bit shortly after it came out. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm
See,
probably gonna pick up this newest one
See,
because luckily you don't have to buy this. I never bought the second one. I just borrowed my dad's copy and just played
Yeah.
on his account. And like,
See,
oh.
I can't be trusted in StarCraft because I used to play with a couple other people and we'd do like 2v2 matches,
yeah,
like make just impromptu alliances and whatnot. But I would always end up betraying somebody when we played those games
What a jerk.
jeez.
because I was not the greatest StarCraft player.
Uh-huh.
So I would just constantly send in, like, one of the end game units is like for the Terrans is a ghost, and they can call in nuclear strikes on their position. So I would
just do that.
So that was my act of betrayal on my teammate, was send in a ghost and set off a nuke in their base.
Whoa, what a jerk! I never played multiplayer StarCraft,
and that hardly ever worked either, because it didn't really do. It just like destroyed most of their resources.
But I bet if I were to play like that kind of game, the way I play games is just like have fun and not take it too seriously. So I do like stuff like that. Like it'd be like a ridiculous thing that I would do. Like I'd like just like not have any defenses and just.
Yeah, I was never very good at StarCraft. I farmed too much without. I never did what I was supposed to do.
My issue was trying to figure out how to push out of the base and stuff like that. Well, I remember having fun with my friends. Like, we'd do free falls and stuff like that. And I remember there was one mission where one time we were playing, and I just looked at his base, and he had what was he? I was Protoss and he was Terran, and I just looked, and he had one little lone SCV just on the very edge of his base. So of course I'm like, oh, let me get a Dark Archon, just shuttle him over, take his SCV, and then went back into my base. He didn't even notice. And so of course I started building a bunch of nukes and stuff, and just start nuking everybody. They're like, what the hell? Friend's like, Larry, what the hell, man? And he's like, that's not me nuking you. Stuff like that.
Oh, man, I just constantly farmed, man. I mean, I used to play games where people would do SCV rushes.
Oh, those are always fun.
Like you're just sitting there, just starting out, and they're just like, bum rush.
See, a good photon cannon rush is always fun, because you just sit there, you stop, and then you just you slowly start to expand out, and you look, and there's just 4 photon cannons just sitting there. And you're like, son of a bitch.
Like, how we're going to end this game real quick.
There's a mixture of that, or when you swap bases. I've had that happen a lot, where we just both rushed each other, and then we just swap bases, and you're like, oh, damn it. And you're like, how the hell did this happen? Lots of times.
Yeah, I remember hearing y'all talk about that. I remember these terms, but I haven't played it in forever.
What was it called? Vespian gas?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You require more Vespian gas.
Yes.
God,
yeah, but when I think back at StarCraft, I remember we had a computer like in our garage, like because it was in like our dining room, like because we only had like one computer for like all the kids. And it was in the dining room, but we were always on it. So they're like, move it to the garage. So I remember like listening to like 995 and playing StarCraft, like rock music, and like doing that in garage heat.
Yeah.
that's my memory of StarCraft.
It just sounds like the 90s wrapped up in just like a couple seconds.
I could definitely like remember like POD like on the radio, or like some like music like that, like while I play StarCraft. That's what I did for like the afternoon, like in like a closed garage, like on this like impromptu like wooden desk that we had. Like I was like, yep, that's what I'm doing.
Oh man.
Let's see. I think Star Wars Battlefront actually comes out a week after Fallout.
So the beta's out now, because
beta's done.
The beta was that was released already. I assume because the game's coming out.
Yeah, there was lots of footage on that.
I remember people.
The actual game comes out next week.
You played the beta?
Yes.
You didn't like it.
There is
someone I know that did like it.
There's some bits I didn't like, but I mean, it's an enjoyable game. But I think, in a lot of ways, I think it's going to go the way of Titanfall. Like, it'll be something new, something a lot of fun for like maybe a month or so, and then it'll just die.
So what? I've never played any of the
I just don't understand. Like, I don't think it'll do well, especially now with you got 2 huge FPS franchises that just dropped.
Yeah.
You got Halo 5, you got the next Call of Duty, and now you're trying to throw Battlefront into the mix, which in a lot of ways is kind of hailed as just a Battlefield with a Star Wars skin on top of it. I don't expect how they're going to try to throw this new game.
What is
into this mix?
What is the gameplay? Are you a stormtrooper? You get to play different characters.
It's a mixture. It depends on which one you're playing and stuff. You can play as different.
I think teams are random.
But it's a lot of. You have have you ever played like any of the Battlefield games? Okay, like pretty much like. You have like a starting base.
I nodded no.
Then you capture the points or whatever.
Okay.
And you totally try to you have like tickets and stuff like that. So when you kill people, they lose lives.
But it's a first-person shooter.
Yes.
And
then you have vehicles and stuff like that.
So I think you can go to third person as well for a more authentic Battlefront feel.
Okay.
But yeah, you get vehicles, same thing as like battlefield,
And it's just trying to like capture territories
More or less.
with on a battlefield
Yeah.
with like a bunch of troops and
Like you
stuff.
get a couple of turns every once in a while and stuff like that. You know,
Hmm.
you can have different scenarios where it's just okay. Now this is a purely space battle, so everybody gets in spaceships and they shoot each other
Mhm.
and they try to get inside of the other guy's like Harrier and blow it up.
Hmm.
I mean, it
Yeah.
varies from.
I mean, the only like Star Wars game I played was like Knights of the Old Republic,
Uh-huh.
and I really
Oh.
like that. Like and like Mass Effect, like that's why I like those kind of like that have those like pseudo morality.
See, I'm trying to remember what
type
was it?
games.
Was it Star Wars Battlefront? Was that the one that was the Age of Empires 2 with Star Wars? Did you guys ever play that?
Mm-mm.
There was a Star Wars game. It was literally Age of Empires 2, but with like Star Wars units. And I
Huh.
remember that.
That would
was
be pretty cool.
Is that Star Wars Galaxies?
Or I think it was Star Wars Battlefront. I think is what it was
Something
called.
like
there,
that.
there was that, and then they had an expansion for like I think it was like episode 1 and 2 or something like
Mhm.
that.
You know, I
So-
think I know what you're talking about. I really do, but
So,
I
we
can't
have a
quite,
se-
I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah, I think it was called Battlefront. I think is what it was called. I mean, we've got the CD somewhere in our like hodgepodge of old games from like the
But
90s or
like
whatever.
I said, I just don't know how they're going to stand up next to two veteran.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they've
FPSs.
got that, and then they've got Fallout 4. I mean, I
Yeah.
think they should have pushed it back a little bit.
Yeah, there's it's Fallout. Anything. I mean, I was still kind of sitting on the fence about picking up Halo 5 as recent, just a couple days ago, because I bought that as I paid off my copy of Fallout 4. Like, I'm gonna play this for a few days. Fallout 4 is gonna come out, and then I'm just gonna completely shelf it
Yeah.
and just
Mhm.
ignore it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I felt the same way about like, oh, well, if I'll just get Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and like, no, and that's going to get shelved too, and that's
Yeah.
a much more involved game
Mm-hmm.
than Fallout 4, or that's much more involved than Halo 5, but
Yeah.
Fallout 4 is just, I mean, I've been a fan of the series forever,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, it's done. For everything else is dead to me come Tuesday.
Yeah, well, the funny part
We
is,
will
like,
never
have
see
you
him
guys heard
again.
of XCOM? That game? Because the second,
XCOM, yes. I've
originally
heard
the
of
second
XCOM.
one was supposed to also come out this week or next week.
Or
But
they just smart enough to be like, no, we got to push it.
I
back,
think it was.
man.
I
Let's, like,
think.
get it out of
I
there.
think, in all honesty, that's probably the main reason. I mean, they said like development stuff. We need
Oh,
more time
yeah.
to make the game, but I'm pretty sure it's more of a hey, let's not release it when
Yeah.
friggin' Halo comes out, Black Ops 3 and Fallout. But they're like, because I mean, yeah, they have their niche. And actually, out of all the games, that probably would have been the one that I picked up. Out of all the games that came out these last 2 weeks, I'm like, that's probably the one I would have picked up. That and StarCraft 2 are the two that I'd probably pick up.
It's like the game. It's the games that the game developers want to play.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, all right, we got our release date for our new game. Like, oh crap,
There's
like,
a bunch
this
of
game-
games. Yeah. It's like we don't want to have our launch on. It's like crap. We want to play Fallout 4. Shit.
And I mean,
push it
hell,
back.
in just a couple of weeks after the 1st of December, Just Cause 3 comes out.
Yeah.
You know, and that looks like a hell of a lot of fun. For,
Just stupid fun.
yeah,
shooting.
stupid fun explosions. You know, just
Michael Bay, the
ridiculousness.
video game,
Yeah,
with
that-
grappling arm.
I plan on getting that, but again, I just don't know how. I think I'll be pretty absorbed with Fallout 4 for pretty much the rest of the year.
Yeah. And maybe then some. It depends.
Yeah.
If they already put mods off the top, it's like you're going to have that for a while.
Yeah, and I mean, even consoles are getting mods now too.
Yeah.
So that's going to be. I say that. I mean, considering like the very small amount of space you get on these hard drives with consoles. I mean,
Oh, you can get multi-terabyte hard drives in those things. You just have to
Oh
install.
yeah, I just have to go buy one.
Yeah, you just pull out the old one, stick in the new one. I mean,
He meant the
then you
lack
can-
of space he has on his console.
That's
Yeah.
what I did with my PlayStation 3 when I first got it. Originally, it was a 40 gigabyte, and I just backed it up onto my computer. I installed like a 500 gigabyte, and like that was one of the biggest ones at the time.
Mhm.
Back then, there wasn't 3 terabyte hard drives. I just stuck one in there, and then I reinstalled the old hard drive onto it, and then now it's I haven't had to change the hard drive yet.
Yeah. Nice.
It's like you don't even need 500 gigabytes or a terabyte. Look at it, I'm like, what is this for? I mean, unless you're going to be downloading all the games onto the hard drive.
I want them all.
I mean, so yes, I'm excited for Fallout 4.
Yeah, that might be the
I'm-
game that gets me back into gaming, but I don't know.
I'm.
I've never played
I
any
won't be
other
able to play it
Fallouts.
on launch because I mean I'll be working most of the time, and I'm waiting for a friend of mine to get back in town because that's kind of our ritual.
I will make
Like,
sure.
we started Fallout 3 together, so we're gonna start, and we started New Vegas together, so we're gonna start Fallout 4 together.
I'll make sure to know exactly the day it comes out. So if you call in, I'll be like, I can tell the bosses
Tuesday.
to be like, nope, BS on that. He is not.
I know because
was
I
that
was
a-
just there.
The end of the week will come soon enough. I'm not worried about it. I'll have time to play it.
I'm gonna look up all the spoilers and spoil it all for you.
I
Before
think
you play.
I already know where it's going from what I've seen. Of the
It's a
new-
desolate wasteland, and you're a person, and you have
Yes.
to fight things.
And you have
You're
a
in
dog
Boston.
or something.
And there's missions. Yeah,
Something about
there's a dog. Sorry, spoiler alert. We should have spoiler alert.
Oh,
that.
we just spoiled the trailer. Damn it.
Sorry.
Stuff happens.
You can. There's a targeting system with percentages. And stuff. there's a computer on your arm that does stuff.
Fallout 4. Stuff happens, guys.
Sorry.
shit.
Spoiler alert. Stuff happens.
We don't know what, but something happens. Yeah.
Let's see. How long have we been going? About 50 minutes. That's anything else y'all want to talk about? Anything? James Bond just came out.
Oh, is it out already? I didn't even realize.
Spectre.
Spectre.
Yeah, November 6th is when it came out.
I don't know. I'm not the
I'll
biggest
watch.
fans of the Daniel Craig Bonds.
I mean, I'll watch it.
I don't know if that
The
kind of movie
Skyfall was
appeals
pretty
to
good.
me.
I thought Skyfall was pretty interesting.
I did not like them. I went to see them
It just didn't
both in theaters.
Skyfall felt like kind of weird. It was just like I guess it's James Bond, but it didn't really feel too James Bondy.
I didn't. I think I remember watching it being bored at stuff. I remember seeing Casino Royale and liking that a bit better because he did Casino Royale,
Quantum of Solace,
Skyfall, and now
then
Spectre.
Yeah.
So I've seen all of them, and I just remember being bored from Skyfall and Quantum of Solace. I remember being bored. Like that's my distinct memory of it. So I don't know if like those kind of just dramatic action movies are kind of my thing anymore. I don't know.
I mean, I take the controversial stance. I think Quantum of Solace was. I really liked Quantum of Solace.
The thing is, I don't remember.
I think that's like
Ah.
one of the
Was
most.
the- was
I think
the-
it's like one of the most hated Daniel Craig.
Was it-
Like,
was
that's
it
one of
like-
the worst? Like critically, one of the worst.
like the
ones.
villain's plan was like poisoning water. Was
No,
that the
like
thing?
they found like subterranean water, and then
We're gonna sell it.
all the land they bought, they became like the sole utilities provider in that area. So they were just
It sounds funny for
Yeah.
like a James Bond action movie. It's like there's not like a space laser or something.
Well, I saw a meme about it earlier today. It went through like one of the villains was like, "Oh, well, we're gonna set off a bomb and make a bunch of money."
Mhm.
And it doesn't work. And then GoldenEye's plot was to set off an EMP device and make a lot of money. It doesn't
Didn't
work.
work.
And then Skyfall, this guy wants to kill M, and he succeeds. So it's like you got to think about where your goals are. Quit being so outlandish with your goals.
Yeah.
Don't try to steal billions of dollars. This one guy was like, "I'm gonna kill this person." Look at that, he succeeded.
Or like Lex Luthor in that in Batman Begins. It was just a land thing. Like he just wanted to create some land to sell it.
oh, and Superman Returns.
Superman Returns, yeah. Batman. What did I say?
I was like-
Superman
I
Begins.
was like,
No, you said Batman
I was
Begins.
like, wait, what?
yeah, Lex
that was a
Luthor.
pretty big subplot.
Yeah,
of
there was-
Batman Begins.
I was
It's in the
Lex
deleted
Luthor was in
scenes.
the back scene. It's like it's
the entire
Buy the Blu-ray, you'll see it. It's
the
in
entirety of Superman Returns is just a deleted scene from Batman Begins.
But yeah, for Superman Returns, it was just a land thing. He just made land.
He's like, "I'm gonna build condos on this."
Yeah.
And it's like, dude,
no, we can't have that. We can't have affordable
It's like
housing.
I
First
mean,
of
the
all-
world isn't gonna allow this. Like Superman, yes, he's not gonna allow it. He's like, but you
Like,
didn't
first of all,
account
man,
for.
you lost your hair because you got cancer because of kryptonite. Now you want people living on an island made of kryptonite.
Is that what happened?
I don't know if
Like
I don't know if
in
that's
the
official
books?
movie canon, but in the comics, like he ends up getting cancer because of kryptonite.
Oh, okay.
And it's like,
Well-
oh yeah, go ahead and live on this island because made of
Made
kryptonite.
of kryptonite. It's like yes,
You know, if you built a hospital on here, you'd make a killing.
you infuse the planet
Constantly.
with kryptonite that will
Everybody's listening to
stop.
hospital.
Yeah, which will, yeah, I mean that like just do it purely economic. Like that, this region needs a hospital. That's how you create your wealth there. You don't need to build and make an island out of space technology.
It's like, this stuff that gives you cancer? I made an island out of it.
Everybody's like, yeah, I don't want to go live over there. Cancer doesn't sound very good to me.
You made an
It's
island.
like yes.
It's like through the fine print and it says living here will give you cancer. You're like, oh, I don't want to
You
live
made an
there.
You're not
island
supposed to
of,
read that. Just click the box.
You
It's
made
like, okay, that's what you always do on everything else.
Like you made an island of bacon and red meat. Hooray!
Yep.
Yeah.
Cancer Island.
Oh, man.
That would suck. If
Well,
that's
well, no. If you do live there, you can watch a new Star Wars movie
oh.
first.
Oh.
What? That's a perk.
I don't think that's much of a
I know
trade-off.
cancer is bad,
I
but
don't
I'm
think
just
that's
saying.
much of a trade-off. I think
can
I
watch
think
Star
I can
Wars
wait
first.
like the month
I'm
until
sorry.
it comes out.
I'm sorry.
That's not much of a trade-off for me. It's like,
Jason made me say that.
I guess J.J. Abrams going to send out like mass invitations. Like, we will inject you with pure cancer.
If you want to see this movie before opening day,
Yeah.
you have to be injected by
Jeez.
this stuff.
Awful.
All right, that's awful. We need
We're all
to,
going
we
to
could have
hell.
we could have stopped already. But yeah, anything else before we leave?
Nope.
Nothing. All right.
That's it.
Make sure to follow us on
I'm
Twitter.
speechless.
I know. Now we have to stop before we get.
Yeah, we
I
get
don't want to go to a lower depth of hell.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Check out illogical.com. You can find articles and stuff that haven't really written in recently, but you'll see. But
That's right. I forgot we had
And
that
on
website.
Stitcher. Yes, on Stitcher.
you can do stuff like
you can
that.
you can listen to our podcast on Stitcher
Yeah.
for Android and Apple.
Yeah.
iOS.
Well, that's
Yes.
like so that's like every phone.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Except for
we're
BlackBerry.
this podcast is available
Free
on
advertising fish.
all podcast stuff, iTunes, Stitcher, everything. You can find us. Just search for Thinking Outside the Pod. But you are listening to us, so you've already found us. But go ahead and rate and comment, and just give us good 5 stars.
Yes. Don't
5
give
stars.
us cancer.
5 stars.
Oh, don't give us cancer. I don't want
5 stars. Great cancer comedy.
Oh man.
All right. But that's gonna be it. That's episode 90 of Thinking Outside the Pod.
Bye.
Bye.